Travel teaches you two things. First, you never need as much as you think. And second, the best gear is usually the stuff that's so tiny, you barely notice it, until the exact moment you really need 12 tiny travel essentials. Tiny, for me, means two things. Either it's small enough to fit perfectly in the palm of my hand, or it's dramatically smaller than the usual alternative. And in this video, you'll get both at the same time. And as always, stick around, because we've got 4 bonus picks at the end, small upgrades that deliver a surprisingly big impact. So our first tiny product is a whole day pack, or better, the Foldable Daypack from Tortuga. As you can see in the footage, it folds down way smaller than any additional day pack, like the one here from Nano ever could, which makes it perfect for carry-on travel or one-bag setups. But once you open it, you get a full 19-liter backpack with real space for water bottles, tech, or everything you normally carry during a travel day. Design-wise, it looks very clean and minimal, and the material feels surprisingly premium and durable, not like a thin emergency backpack you're afraid to load. Comfort is also much closer to a real day pack, with breathable shoulder straps, a padded back panel, and even a removable sternum strap for longer days out. Definitely on the premium side, especially because it's almost $30 more than the Osprey ultralight day pack. And as you can see in the comparison shot, the Osprey is still smaller when packed down. And I've talked about the Osprey so many times on this channel that it's still one of my personal favorites, especially for the price, because there's really nothing major working against it. But I really wanted to go with something new to me in this video, and to be honest, this Tortuga feels more structured and more like a fully comfortable day pack. So the next tiny travel essential is something I use on almost every weekend escape or short trip, the Anker 65-watt Foldable Charger. And as you can see here in the shot next to my hand, it's actually much smaller than you would expect for a charger that can power a laptop, phone and other devices at the same time. You get 3 ports in a very compact body, which means one single charger can replace the bulky bricks you would normally carry in your tech pouch. One detail I really like for travel is that the wall prongs fold completely inside, so nothing sticks out in your bag, and it slides in cleanly next to cables, batteries or adapters without scratching anything. In real use, this is the charger that usually comes with me on short city trips, quick overnight stays, or minimal packing situations where I only want to bring one reliable power source for everything. Size-wise, power-wise and weight-wise, it's a very clean balance between compact travel gear and real everyday functionality. So our third tiny gadget is the Woobin G5 flashlight, and you can see the 2 color options here, a green and black version and a fully black one. Feature-wise, this small light delivers surprisingly strong brightness for its size, with multiple brightness levels and color modes that make it useful in very different situations. I personally use it in the morning, but especially in the evening when I go for a walk with my dog, and also sometimes while jogging, just to stay visible and see the path clearly. The softer color modes are also great for calmer moments at night, like reading without using harsh white light. With up to around 1000 lumens at maximum brightness, it's far more powerful than you'd expect from something that's still smaller than most people imagine, as you can see here in the background footage, together with options from Nightcore, one of the best flashlights in this size category right now. Quick transparency note, Woobin sent a few products for testing after I reached out myself, but that has no influence on my opinion. You'll find this light, like everything else in the video, linked down in the description. So our next tiny essential is the Airfly Pro. After talking so much about the standard Airfly in previous videos, many of you probably expected me to eventually recommend the Pro version as well. Before we quickly talk about the upgrades, let's keep it simple. The Airfly lets you connect your AirPods or any Bluetooth headphones to airplane entertainment systems, so you're no longer stuck with the wired airline headphones during a flight. The Pro version you've seen throughout this video is even a bit smaller, and the biggest upgrade is that you can now pair 2 headphones at the same time, which is especially useful when traveling with someone else. I mostly travel with my girlfriend, so being able to share audio on flights or long rides makes a real difference. Can also connect easily to rental cars or other audio sources, which adds a bit more flexibility beyond just travel with 2 people, want longer battery life of over 25 hours, or simply prefer the smallest possible setup. Pro version makes a lot of sense. And in general, the Airfly is still one of the few travel gadgets that truly feels like a real upgrade once you start using it. So our next tiny essential is a small detail most travelers never really think about, a simple USB data blocker. It allows you to charge your device in public USB ports without enabling any data transfer, which protects you from unknown or unsafe charging stations in airports, trains or cafes. I personally always carry at least one, usually for my MacBook or phone, because it's such an easy way to add a bit of extra security while traveling without changing anything about your routine. The specific one I use is from Boysound. It's simply the best option I could find that worked reliably for me. There are probably better or more premium alternatives out there, but this one has been completely fine for my daily travel use. And even better, you get a set with multiple connector options, so you can choose the right size for the exact device you're using. It's one of the smallest items in a tech pouch, but easily one of the smartest to keep with you on any trip. So our next tiny essential fits the whole concept of this video so well that I had to include it. The Nano bag, or foldable tote bags in general, but this one in particular, as most of you might know, is my absolute personal favorite. It holds around 19 liters, is made from very solid lightweight material, and usually makes it an incredibly easy upgrade to carry. I actually own 3 of them, one at home, one in my car, and one that always travels with me. And I usually clip it to my sling bag with a small carabiner, so it's simply always there, no matter where I go. And as I'm showing you here in the video, it can even hold this ridiculous ridiculous amount of soda cans. Please don't ask why I have so many, plus a small towel and even collapsible food containers, which makes it perfect for beach days, groceries, or just daily life while traveling. A great alternative is the Orbikey Foldable Tote Bag. It's a bit longer in shape and not quite as easy to fold down, but once unfolded, it feels much more like a real shopping bag, which in this case is actually a very good thing. Price-wise, it's very similar, usually sitting somewhere around. So our next tiny gadget is a flight foam mount from Wicked Chili. After only taking around 4 flights last year, because I mostly traveled through Europe by car, this year I'll be flying a lot more, so this felt like the perfect small upgrade to pick up. It's a very simple idea. You attach it to the seat in front of you, place your phone in landscape mode, and suddenly you can watch movies or videos without holding your phone the entire flight. Everything feels easy, stable, and much more comfortable during longer travel days in the air. In general, I'm usually not a big fan of typical airport gadgets because many of them feel unnecessary after a few trips, but this one is genuinely useful and small enough to actually keep in your bag. And as you can see here in the video, I've even used it at home while eating and watching something, which makes it more versatile than just a flight-only tool. So now we're moving to the smallest product on this list, and honestly, I don't think it gets much smaller than this. This tiny pill container is made from clean, simple stainless steel, with a very minimal design and full waterproof protection, so everything inside stays completely dry and safe. Even though it's extremely small, you can still fit around 5 pills, which is usually more than enough for short trips or day-to-day travel situations. For someone like me, who normally only carries a few essentials, it easily covers a full weekend, with space for painkillers, headache tablets, or something small against nausea. That makes it perfect for day trips, or even simple situations like going to the beach, where you can just clip it to your keys and always have it with you. It feels very reasonable for something this small, clean, and durable. So our 9th tiny essential is the gravel silicone bottle set, and I consider them tiny because they're simply much smaller than the original shampoo or soap bottles you would normally buy in a store. Gravel silicone bottles come in a 2-pack, usually with a white and a black colorway, one for shampoo, one for soap, but of course you can fill in whatever you want. Each bottle holds around 3 ounces, which for me is more than enough for about a week of travel in most situations. Design-wise, they honestly look very clean and premium, and even though design isn't always the most important thing for me, you really can't ignore how well made they feel in hand. They're also easy to clean, simple to refill, and most importantly, they've been completely leak-proof in my experience, which is probably the most important thing for anything inside a toiletry bag. It makes it a bit more expensive than basic alternatives, where you might get 3 bottles for around $9. I still think these are worth buying for the build, quality, and design, but I'll also include a solid budget option in the description for anyone who prefers to spend less. So our 10th tiny gadget is the Anker Nano magnetic power bank, and the first thing you notice is simply how slim and compact it really is. I've talked many times about the Anker Mago, which you can also see here in the video. That one is more powerful, but also much thicker and heavier, which makes it great for longer travel days or situations where you need maximum battery capacity. But for day trips, flights, long bus rides, or even simple weekend escapes, something smaller and slimmer, like the Nano, often makes much more sense. This version comes with around 5,000 mAh of capacity and supports Qi 2 compatible magnetic wireless charging with up to 15 watts, which is fast enough to comfortably top up your phone throughout the day without cables. It's also designed to stay cool and safe while charging, normally keeping temperatures below about 40 degrees Celsius, which is important when you carry it in a pocket or sling. That combination of very slim size, clean magnetic attachment, and reliable everyday charging is exactly why this one fits perfectly into a tiny travel setup. So our 11th tiny gadget is the JBL Clip 5. After I lost my JBL Clip 4, I finally decided to upgrade to the newer version, and it quickly became one of those small things I like to keep with me on longer trips. Even though it's still one of the smaller speakers you can realistically travel with, the built-in clip design makes a huge difference, because you can simply attach it to a day pack or backpack and carry it around without thinking about it. I personally use it quite often when I'm staying somewhere a bit longer, for example in an apartment while cooking, but also outside at the beach or during relaxed travel days where a bit of background music just changes the atmosphere. Battery-wise, it lasts more than 12 hours, and it usually charges back up within about half an hour to an hour, so it's very easy to keep ready for daily use, considering the size, durability, and overall simplicity. Last but not least, we have something that fits the tiny idea of this video almost perfectly: the Nomadic wallet. I've actually used this wallet for a long time now, in this grey-black colorway with the brown pull tab, and what makes it special is how unbelievably small and light it is. It basically has the size of a credit card, weighs only around 20 grams, and still holds between 4 and 14 cards plus a bit of folded cash. The whole wallet is built from a durable elastic webbing that expands and compresses depending on how much you carry, so even after years of travel it keeps its shape and doesn't really wear out. You get 2 quick card sections and a small pocket for cash or tiny extras, which keeps everything super minimal and easy to access, and that's exactly why I like it for travel. No bulky wallet in your pocket, no unnecessary weight, just the absolute essentials in the smallest possible form. Makes it a very affordable minimalist option. So, and of course, don't go anywhere now, because right after this we're jumping straight into the 4 tiny bonus gadgets. Alright, let's jump straight into the tiny bonus gadgets. Our first bonus gadget is a tiny mini carabiner from Zalen. It might look simple, but in daily travel it's surprisingly useful. You can clip your nano bag, keys or small gear to your sling or backpack and always keep the essentials within reach. It's lightweight, made from solid metal, and tiny upgrades you end up using all the time. The next bonus gadget is the Sea to Summit portable clothesline. It packs down extremely small, weighs almost nothing, and lets you dry socks, shirts or swimwear almost anywhere. Hotel rooms, balconies, or hostels. For longer trips especially, this can save you from carrying way more clothes than necessary. Another tiny bonus gadget is the Satichi on-the-go 7-in-1 hub. Despite being very compact, it gives you USB-C, USB-A, HDMI and card slots in one small device that fits easily into any tech pouch. Perfect for working, editing or connecting multiple devices while traveling, but one that can replace several separate adapters. And the last bonus gadget are the loop earplugs. They're reusable, comfortable, and incredibly small, reduce noise without blocking everything out, and work perfectly for flights, hostels, buses, or busy cafes. Instead of cheap foam plugs, this feels like a real long-term upgrade. How often you use them, they're absolutely worth it. Thanks a lot for watching all the way to the end, and as always, safe travels, guys.